Okay, well, let's go ahead and jump in and thank you guys so much for being here because I know there's a heck of a lot going on in everybody's life, like personally, professionally, nationally, globally, and so I have a good feeling about some answers that we're going to get tonight, and just what the energy that we're going to be co-creating to put out positive positive stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you an F note. So okay, and let's go ahead. Let's see. I'm going to my official little, oops, pitch pipe generator. And if everybody goes on mute real quick, then you can do an ah where you are. Okay. So please take a deep breath and just check in with the room and see how it feels, and check in with your heart and see how that feels. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you an F note. And as you're hearing that note and doing an ah, please go ahead and also visualize a crystal in each corner of the room and a beam of gold light going from the crystal to the center of the ceiling above you, making a pyramid of golden light in the room. So here we go. And take a deep breath and know that you were surrounded in the pure white light of the Creator for love, guidance, and protection. Only good should come to you, only good should go from you. And we give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks. And take another deep breath and check in with the room and check in with your heart. And can you feel that love? Can you feel that power? Very nice. Well, how many of you believe in telekinesis? but but just gently. Um, because there's so much going on now on so many different levels, I was asking right before we all got together for some guidance from the angelic realm. And so I shuffled my little deck of archangel cards, and let me show you the archangel that I pulled up. Can everybody see that? Sandalphon. And be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. And then
And
the
John Ray Sandalphon is one of the few angels that I just read this the other day that I believe has been incarnate in a body.
very cool. So he has a special understanding of what's going on right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about the more in-depth explanation on the little guidebook that comes with it is no matter what's happening in the world, when we consciously make an effort to stay in the space of gentleness and calmness, and we go out in nature and we listen to gentle music, and um, the calmness then that we feel radiates out, and it impacts everybody and everything. What we tend to have a hard time understanding is how much of a limitless impact we truly, truly have to do good in the world just by us, first of all, being gentle with ourselves, kind with ourselves, and then that radiates out. And um, does anybody want to talk about anything that you're feeling right now, that you're going through or picking up on, or just how you're reacting to anything you might be hearing or seeing or feeling? Okay, we'll go ahead and start with General Morgan.
I was just gonna say, I just feel like a line showed up.
I know. Anybody else feel that? Are you guys feeling all the energy around you right now? Like all the other, expressions of consciousness that are there, like the whole line that Jesse's talking about. Yes. No, I love that, Jesse. That's very cool. Wendy, what were you going to say?
I was actually just going to say I thought it was really cool that gentleness came up because it seems like a lot of the conversations I've been having in the last couple of days with people, including this morning with Jay, is how important it has been to um, in working, where I was talking to my little brother yesterday, just talking to people and holding that space of compassion and gentleness, acceptance, and, not adding to the resistance, basically. But so it's like a gentle surrender into what is, and acceptance, and not acceptance like, oh, who cares? Not that at all. But to be able to kind of move in the flow with setting that intention. But it's there's a strength. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing is there's an incredible strength to gentleness that we don't usually think of in that way. Might think of gentleness as, you just lie down and and be a doormat. And it's just there can be such a strength with the intention of the heart with gentleness.
And that's so cool that you say that, because in indigenous cultures, it's like the strongest warrior is the most gentle. The one who ends up being the fiercest in battle and the most effective and all that has the most gentle heart. And so it's being able to have that kind of a balance and being able to process things, first of all, through that, through your heart. And I just listened to Lee Carroll after Wendy had been telling me for years that I needed to read his books and go to his website and everything. I finally did right before class tonight. And something that he was talking about was exactly what Wendy just mentioned, that it is so important to live in our hearts right now. He reminded us that we all chose to be here right now, which is a fascinating concept. It's like we're bringing a unique perspective because we've been in similar situations in other time periods, on other continents, on other planets. And so we have the knowledge of uh, what can happen when things go out of balance, when things go into a lower frequency. And so we came here specifically because we've had this experience, we have this inner knowing. And when we can stay in our hearts, when we can stay in that gentle space, and first of all, care for ourselves and nurture ourselves and love ourselves, then that radiates out and it impacts everything on a very positive level and starts to raise frequencies in a way that nothing else can. And close your eyes for a second and take a deep breath. And you know this one, you're just listening to the sound of my voice now, and you're analyzing my voice. And if my voice had a color, what color would my voice be? And if my voice had a shape, what would that look like as you're analyzing my voice? And if my voice had a texture, what would that texture look like? And again, what color is my voice and how does my voice make you feel as you're analyzing my voice? And now take a deep breath and just pretend now that you're moving your ears onto your heart and you're listening to my voice through the ears that are on your heart. And as you're listening through your heart, what color is my voice now? And if my voice had a shape, if my voice had a texture, what would that look like as you're listening through your heart? And again, what color is my voice as you're listening through the ears on your heart? And how does my voice make you feel? And take another deep breath and go ahead and open your eyes. And how many of you could feel even a tiny little difference in like the colors, the shape, the texture of my voice when you were listening through your heart? And so that's exactly what Lee Carroll was saying. Us making that conscious effort to shift, to, very intentionally shift our ears and our mouth onto our heart. So when we're talking to someone, even someone who might be a rabid MAGA person, it's just listening through our heart and realizing that's a different way than we think. And, they're coming from a completely different perspective, but we're not going to judge that. We're listening and we're just radiating calm and peace. And then when we say something to them, like, oh, that's interesting, I have a different perspective, but I still, we're all here together. We're all Americans, something like that. Can probably help diffuse a situation because it's coming from the heart-centered space. It's coming from that place of compassion and love and intentional connection. So, and that's exactly what Lee Carroll was talking about. If you subscribe to Gaia, it's the Open Minds show with Regina Meredith. It's season 30, episode 2. That's Lee Carroll, and that is absolutely fascinating. And then also in season 30, there's a woman who has started the Saint Germain Mystery School. And she was talking about the fact that she was doing all this study and research into how to create healing, like in her own body and her own mind. And she discovered that it was actually very, very simple. And what she came up with was an affirmation talking directly to actually the subconscious, because she was saying so many people, we're in the third dimension right now, and so many people are looking to the fourth dimension or the fifth dimension to try to get information about how we can bring healing for ourselves, how we can bring balance. And she said, actually, the answer is kind of hidden in the subconscious. It's like you don't have to go into a higher frequency. You need to get back to the basics and get into the subconscious. And I will email this out to you, but the very simple affirmation that she said is incredibly effective for creating this change is, I'm calling in my self-healing DNA strands to activate and elevate me to my highest potential. Can you feel the power of that? It's deceptively simple, but it's talking to.
Ray, do you mind repeating that, please?
Well, I'm going to make you guys do something before I repeat it. Do you
Okay.
remember Site K, where Dr. Bruce Lipton was talking about how we can change our DNA? I
Yep.
want you to do that, and then I'll read that again as we're programming our brains. So you cross like your right ankle over your left ankle, and you put your arms out in front of you. And if this is comfortable, do it. If not, just go up into a higher brain frequency. And then we do this, and then we do this. And right now, you can see all the little bite marks and scratch marks on my arms. But anyway, gently refocusing. So right now, our brains are lit up like a Christmas tree, because this is not a position that we're normally in. And so as I read this now, it's really going to imprint on your brain. I'm calling in my self-healing DNA strands to activate and elevate me to my highest potential. I'm calling in my self-healing DNA strands to activate and elevate me to my highest potential. Take another deep breath, and now untangle, and then do the reverse version of this. So we're talking to the other half of your brain, and we're very receptive, and you don't technically have to do the whole twisty thing we're doing. Just go into your heart and listen. I'm calling in my self-healing DNA strands to activate and elevate me to my highest potential. I'm calling in my self-healing DNA strands to activate and elevate me to my highest potential. And take a deep breath. You can go ahead and untangle. And I will go ahead and email you that little affirmation. And she was saying it takes 45 days to create new DNA. So if you do that for a month and a half, you will have totally solidified that. I personally think we can do it kind of instantaneously, just through the power of our intent. But 45 is, a good like medical number, since that's been proven in a more scientific setting. So that works. So I believe everyone in the group is a Reiki healer. And something that Virginia Semdahl always said was, Reiki heals the cause and eliminates the effect. Let me read that again. Reiki heals the cause and eliminates the effect, because Reiki is all about bringing balance to a situation. And so when we send Reiki healing to a person or a place or a thing, we're bringing that thing into balance. We're eliminating whatever the initial situation was that caused something to careen out of balance in the first place. So every time we send Reiki to our planet, we are healing the cause. We're bringing that cause into balance, and we're eliminating the effect. And so in the guided meditation we're going to do, we're going to be zapping the past, the present, and the future. and specific areas of our nation and the world. And we're going to be consciously working to heal the cause and eliminate the effect. And another thing that came up, and I'm trying to remember now if this was the Saint Germain Mystery School woman or if it was Lee Carroll, but the person was stressing something that we do not do enough is ask the elementals for help. Okay? Because there are all these divine loving beings from all these different kingdoms. And Wendy is one of the representatives of the angelic and fairy realms. But
I'm just smiling because I did a journey last night with us, our sanctuary, and they're everywhere around me. They're coming up for everybody right now. They're making themselves known so strongly in nature and just all around us.
And how do we get in touch with them?
Literally by just being outside and appreciation of of nature. And literally, I mean, they're so magical. It's if you ever feel the magic and or you just keep feeling these messages around that, it's has a it and just literally be they're master manifestors. So you can just ask for their assistance and they're there. It's important, as you're saying, to be in your heart. But absolutely the presence of nature. So yeah,
No, you totally nailed it. I mean, the key is asking for their help. We
yeah.
do not do that because every
Mhm.
single person in this group and everybody watching this later, we're so good at helping other people. We're so good at being compassionate and reaching out, and we're really pretty bad at accepting help from someone else. And we are really, really bad at asking for help in the first place. And so we're healing that tendency, and we're realizing that we're going to be using this free will thing that we have to literally ask for assistance, to ask for guidance from all the different elementals, all the different kingdoms. And we'll be doing that in the meditation, and we'll also just start making that a habit, that before you set one toe out of bed in the morning, you're expressing gratitude to all the elementals and you're inviting them to assist you as you walk your spiritual path, because they have such incredible power and they are here um, to help us when we ask, because they can't just swoop in and do stuff. So going into nature, like Wendy was talking about, with trees and grass and water and flowers and bees, asking all of it to help create a healing balance, both within ourselves and then in our world. And when we start with us, and that was something else Virginia said all the time, the difference between Reiki healers and other types of healing practitioners is Reiki healers start with ourselves. We're doing our self treatments. Even if we only have time to like work on the heart chakra for 30 seconds in the morning, we're working on ourselves first. And so that helps us be centered, it helps us be present, it helps us be healthy and balanced. So is there anything else that you guys do? Um, Working with elementals for me also includes crystals, having crystals around us, talking to them, meditating with them. Nancy's smiling. I see the comments Nancy makes when our crystal dealer is having the sales. I haven't bought any lately. I've run out of room and money, but I'll see your name up there, Nancy, and I'll put a little heart there. So, so crystals are another wonderful, uh, positive thing that's standing by to help us. So, any
No, you could. I just also. I apologize to. I just also wanted to say for those of you who adore and who doesn't, flowers, and even cut flowers, as long as they're still living, they do have elemental guardians. They're right there with them, so you can speak to them. And I think we all pretty much know that speaking to our plants and that makes a difference as they're growing. They definitely listen, and it makes a difference.
something that I love is we've always kind of known that, but now science is backing it up. There are all kinds of, I see an enthusiastic nod from Nancy. Have you heard of any particular studies, Nancy, um, that are going on?
Just the ones where they hook up um, something to the plants and you can hear them singing. They have their own song, so to speak, and depending on the plant, you get different frequencies. And the frequencies of some of them are very similar to the frequency of the planet or the frequency of healing. And it's pretty cool. Now, I haven't brought in elementals before in any of my practices, but when you had asked us, do you feel that energy around us? I looked out the window and they were there. So it's like, okay, I'll add you guys.
I love that. And for anybody else watching, Nancy is a scientist. so so this is not just, someone who hugs trees and wears Birkenstocks. This is someone who has done research. So I love that. And a thing that's going around on TikTok right now, I don't know if any of you guys have noticed it, but oh, the cat is sprung across the desk. He's nosing across on the other side of the desk. I don't know if you saw a little tail go by, but he's over there now. So still good. But something that's happening now on TikTok is people are standing near a branch and then they're talking to the branch and saying, okay, touch me now. And then you see it start to move. And because this is TikTok, we don't know if their friend is standing just at a camera range, pulling the branch down, or if it's really truly happening. But might be fun to kind of try that too and see what happens. And how we've worked with dowsing rods, pointing them at the plants and asking them questions and getting very specific answers. We're able to see that there's definitely energy coming from the plant to interact with us, with what we're saying and what we're asking the plant. So it's right there. Anybody else using anything special right now to kind of stay centered, to reassure yourself? And I'm not talking alcohol or drugs. So anything. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to,
So I guess cookies don't count either.
but cookies are okay.
Okay.
Cookies are good, yes.
Just checking.
And this morning I just happened to whip up a banana cream cheese pecan and chocolate chip bread. So, with the cream cheese swirled through it. And I know, yes, it counts as a fruit serving and protein. But go ahead, Wendy.
So I just want to show you, this is something that's incredible that I have been using a lot. And this is tinctures made from flowers and plants. Okay, so this happens to be honeysuckle, and this is from the east. It even has a direction in it. So since Siobhan, working with Siobhan, she was creating this and then taught me how to distill it to create more. And now one of the things you can do is, and obviously trusting whomever you might find these or get these from, or if you learn to make them yourselves, they're fabulous. You can, when I meditate or sit to do a journey or something like that, just put a couple of drops under your tongue. Or if you prefer, you can put it in a little bit of water or juice. But and it brings in a lot of the power of when as you're setting the intention and you're in your heart of just what we're talking about here.
Wendy, do you sell this?
No. I mean, I'll tell you that my guides have been telling me that even yesterday when I was working, that this is something that I've been asked to do because they're saying this is a remembering for you. This is something that you have done over and over and over in the past. So, and they showed me when I'm going to call myself, well, still a little old lady in the woods. I was, and it looked like Ireland to me. And I had a panther. My little mocha kitty was my panther in that lifetime, and people would just secretly come into the, into the forest and ask me for tinctures and healing remedies that I put together. Everything from fertility, wanting to have children or finding a mate or illnesses, whatever it is. But so yeah, it's and I think I was telling you, John Ray, combining things with crystals too. So there's something about crystals and the plant medicine. So once again, I keep hearing plant medicine. So I understand completely why elementals are really coming front and center, because how many of us have had, or known family members who have had terrible times with prescriptive drugs and side effects and on and on and on. So plant medicines can be really so powerful, especially with that heart energy and intention working together. It might not always be instantaneous, but it's if we don't need, if we haven't just gotten hit by a bus and need immediate surgery or something, there's so much that we can do safely and naturally with plant medicines. So I am looking more into it to, yeah.
Well, everyone in this group will be pressuring you to hurry up and these things and make them available. And yeah, I know. And in the meantime, in a pinch, you can use Bach flower rescue remedy. I had
Yes.
forgotten about that until you're mentioning the tinctures. But
For animals too.
yeah,
I mean, there's specific Bach flower that's made for animals, which I think is simply, maybe I'm thinking maybe other people probably already know this, but it's not quite as strong, and it's based on a lower body weight. But anyway, yeah.
yeah, I had both. They work beautifully. But hey, so Wendy, we'll be checking with you next Thursday to be placing our orders. So no pressure.
I'm definitely thank you everybody. Truly, thank you for your encouragement, because it's really coming on strong right now. So I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 bottles on my desk that I've been learning a lot about these. So obviously it's meant to be now. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Come on, do it. Okay. Well, thank you very much. So seriously, please ask the elementals for help in bringing all that together. But anybody else have anything about how you're coping? Anything special? Jesse, go ahead.
I mean, affirmations are just so powerful, just like for me, it's almost like you go down into starting to worry and then flip the script and then, say what you want to happen. And most times that's what happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's such a cool point, because something that I'm getting over and over in meditation and in dreams is we're we're the creators. We're in creator consciousness right now. And whatever we decide that we want to be focusing on, like Jesse just said, we bring that into reality. We manifest that. And so, as a result, depending on the frequency that we're functioning at, if it's always, oh my God, everything is really messed up, this is absolutely horrible. It's like Wesley and Princess Bride would say, as you wish, then that's where you're going to be. But if you're doing affirmations, every cell of your body is hearing the power of each syllable you're saying, because a word has a tone, it has a frequency, a vibration, and you hear that positive message and you start to internalize that. So thank you for that, Jesse. It's a secret weapon. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool for rewiring our brains and claiming this power that we were born with to be these creators and make things happen. Okay, well, let's jump into the meditation then. So this is going to take us into a place that we haven't been before, but it's time. So go ahead and get comfy. If you want to take yourself off camera for this, you certainly can. Jesse will be editing this for us so that we can post it. But go ahead now, get comfy. Take a deep breath and know that we step into the circle of our ancestors for their love, guidance, healing, and protection. Only good shall come to us, and only good shall go from us. And we give thanks, We give thanks. We give thanks. And as we continue to breathe slowly and deeply, we're aware of two rods of energy coming from the very center of the planet, up through the crust of the earth, and connecting to the soles of our feet, grounding us to our beautiful planet and sending this healing and loving earth energy now up our legs, up past our knees, and meeting at the base of our spine, where it turns into a bright, clear red. And that red energy swirls around in the first chakra, dissolving away any barriers to accessing both our spiritual and our sexual energy in a positive and sacred and loving way. And just continue to breathe slowly and deeply, and take another deep breath now, and bring that red energy up into the area right below your belly button, where it turns into a bright, clear orange. And that orange energy swirls around in your second chakra, dissolving away any barriers to both physical and financial balance and well-being, activating your creativity and dissolving away any fear, and also empowering you to use your sensuality in a positive and loving way. And take another deep breath now, and bring that orange energy up into your solar plexus, where it becomes a deep golden yellow. And that beautiful golden yellow energy swirls around in your third chakra, radiating out like a spiral sun, illuminating every single cell of your body and giving you sustainable energy on physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels, and reminding you that you are this divine being of light, and giving you a healthy sense of self-confidence. And you can feel the warmth of that golden yellow light radiating all through your body. And you take another deep breath now, and you bring that golden yellow light up into your heart, where it becomes a deep emerald green. And that beautiful emerald green energy swirls around in your heart center, opening up your heart, empowering you to both give and receive love, and also empowering you to harness the energy of your emotions, to honor every emotion, and then to be able to bring that emotion up into its highest possible frequency. And you can feel your heart expanding with love and with compassion. You can feel the warmth of that, and you take another deep breath, and you go ahead and you bring that green energy now up into your throat, where it becomes a deep cobalt blue. And it's very common to need to cough or to clear your throat. Feel free to do that, because this blue energy is very powerful and is dissolving away any debris from any time you swallowed your words or you gave your power away to someone else. And as this blue energy swirls around in your throat, it gets lighter and lighter blue. And it's empowering you to use your words and your will in the most powerful and positive and purposeful way. And you can feel your power coming back to you, and you take another deep breath now, and you move that blue energy up into the middle of your forehead, where it becomes the most beautiful amethyst purple. And that purple energy swirls around in the middle of your forehead, opening up that third eye, giving you clear vision or clairvoyance, empowering you to telepathically both send and receive information in the most accurate and compassionate way, and enhancing all your intuitive abilities. And as that eye opens wider and wider, we take another deep breath, and we bring that purple energy up to the very top of our head, where it turns into the most beautiful rose quartz pink, and turns around on the top of our head like a record on the turntable, opening up that center that connects us directly into God consciousness. And as you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, you can look down and see yourself grounded to the earth, sitting in a safe space with every chakra illuminated and balanced. The red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, the purple, and the pink, and a fountain of beautiful white light is shooting at the top of your head, totally connecting you into that place of divine consciousness. And from this place now of limitless love and connection and power and wisdom, we can feel the presence of all these angelic beings around us, and spirit guides, and loving people in spirit. There's so many positive energies all around us. And as we start to feel the deepest gratitude to be on the planet at this time, when we can be doing so much positive work, we suddenly find ourselves in the very center of our planet. And we realize that we are surrounded by elementals. And the elementals now are opening our eyes and alerting us to the fact that we have an opportunity here. In the very center of the planet, we can see how it's divided into the 4 basic elements. And we now go into the element which best reflects what you most desire to have in your life right now. To feel more grounded, you're going to go into the earth quadrant and immediately be accepted and surrounded and loved on by the earth elementals. And to sort out your emotions and totally feel a connection to spirit, you're drawn to the water quadrant in the very center of the planet. All the little water spirits, all the water elementals welcome you with great love. And to release old and limiting thoughts and beliefs and barriers and purify your heart, you're drawn to the fire quadrant in the middle of the planet and surrounded again and welcomed by all the fire elementals. And if you desire to be getting a new perspective and be receptive to new ideas and new, maybe quicker ways of processing things, you're drawn to the air element in the very center of the earth, and all the air elementals gently fly around you like a beautiful divine breeze. And you're there in the specific quadrant that is most speaking to you at this particular time. And you can feel the love and compassion from the elementals that are tuned specifically to the element that you are in at the moment, in the very center of the planet. And in this safe space now, so surrounded, so loved, and so energized by all these magnificent beings, you can feel how the love and healing and gratitude that you're radiating is going out from the center of the planet, up through the crust of the earth, and enveloping the entire plant kingdom. And you are sending your love and your gratitude, your deepest respect to all the beings in the plant kingdom, from the most ancient and largest sequoia to a single-celled plant. You're letting them all know that you have the deepest respect and gratitude for them, and you are sending healing and love to them. And you radiate your love and healing to the entire animal kingdom now, from the largest mammals in the deepest ocean to the reptiles, the birds, the insects, the amphibians. All the beings in the animal kingdom now are feeling your respect and your gratitude, your deepest appreciation. And all the elementals in the quadrant that you have chosen are right beside you, amplifying your ability to be radiating all this positive healing energy from the center of the planet up to the entire animal kingdom. And as you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, just feeling this incredible love from all the elementals, all the angelic beings, all the spirit guides, all the loved ones in spirit that have joined you in this particular element inside the center of the earth, we now shift to sending our gratitude and our appreciation, our love and our healing to the mineral kingdom, to every crystal, to every grain of sand, to every divot of sod, to all the mountains, all the rocks. We send our deepest respect, our deepest gratitude. We ask them to share their ancient knowledge with us, that we may better understand them and be better guardians of their kingdom. And we can feel the power and the energy and the gratitude now of the mineral kingdom and the crystals coming back to us. As we continue to breathe slowly and deeply from the specific element that we are most drawn to at this particular point in time, we send healing and gratitude, respect, and love to the consciousness of all the waters of the planet, from a single drop of dew to the deepest ocean. We send cleansing and balance and healing, connecting with the consciousness of water, which resonates to the frequency of love. And we can feel the consciousness of the water responding and thanking us and sending us its love and its gratitude. And we celebrate this divine connection with all the elementals helping us. And we take a deep breath now, and we radiate from the center of the planet out through the crust of the earth. We radiate respect and gratitude and a healing balance to the consciousness of our atmosphere, scrambling any lower frequencies of pollution and visualizing a beautiful cleansing of our entire atmosphere, knowing that all the divine beings around us are assisting us in this effort. And now, from the unique perspective of the element, which at this time most resonates with your heart, we radiate gratitude and respect and peace and healing through the planet to all the people of the earth, seen and unseen, known and unknown. We send this collective healing, this powerful force we are co-creating to bring balance and love and respect and integrity and responsibility. We send this to all the people above the earth, on the earth, inside the earth, seen and unseen, known and unknown. We send this healing and this gratitude and this loving balance to all the institutions the people on the planet have created, to all the governments, to the schools, to the institutions of healing and science and learning, to all the things that the people have created on the planet, past, present, and future. We send this balance, bringing compassion and respect, integrity, and most of all, love to all the people of the planet. And as we continue to breathe slowly and deeply from the very center of our beautiful earth, we are sending the distance healing symbol, first of all, to ourselves and to each other, and then to our nation, and then to our entire planet. Knowing that as we radiate this gentleness, as we radiate this compassion, and this desire to be of service in a purposeful, positive, and powerful way, we know that we are helping to bring a healing balance to our cities and to our states and to Washington, D.C., and to the Middle East, and to Russia and Ukraine, and around the entire planet, past, present, and future now, are all resonating with this healing energy. We are sending Reiki and love and light. We are healing the causes of any imbalances for the people and the planet, all the various kingdoms of the earth. Sending this healing and balancing, sending love and light and Reiki, knowing that as we continue to have this heart-centered desire to create this healing balance, to make a positive difference, to work together, to co-create a past and a present and a future of peace and love and compassion and meaning, we know that we have set this healing energy in motion. And we affirm that we all chose to be here now with our unique perspectives and our unique experiences that span space and time. And with our unique gifts, we came to be here now to make a difference and to do purposeful things for all of creation. And we express the deepest gratitude for the opportunity to come together like this and co-create a healing force to truly make a difference. And we know that the healing that we have set in motion continues now, eternally. And with the deepest humility and deepest gratitude and great joy and true love, we know that this healing that we have set in motion absolutely continues eternally. And so it is. And take another deep breath. You come back in your body and wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Another deep breath. When you feel comfortable, go ahead and open your eyes. And if you have your water there, go ahead and take a big drink of water.